Hi, my name is Hak Ja. I'm from Elizabeth, New Jersey in the United States of America. 26 years old. I was born in Peru. I was there for 2 years, and then after that I moved to New York. And then up until now, I've been in New Jersey. As a child, I was definitely outwardly extroverted. I was really talkative. I would talk to everyone. Just a really curious kid. Also very sensitive, but I was growing up around a cult environment. So the only people I got to know were people who were in the cult, people who lived with us that were also cult members. I wasn't really allowed to have friends from school come over or anything like that. I wasn't allowed to go over anywhere else. I didn't even get to go walk on my own outside until I was 16. That was kind of what it was like growing up there. I found out I had borderline personality disorder in the process of finishing my undergrad. In that time, I was really stressed out. I was not doing well. I couldn't figure out what was kind of wrong. I had med management with a psychiatrist. I did tell her I felt like I needed more. So they put me in partial outpatient. As I was signing my treatment plan, I saw that it said borderline personality disorder, and I was looking at it excuse me. I'm just depressed. But I asked my therapist, and she was like, yeah, you have borderline personality disorder. I was like, huh. I kind of already knew what it was because that was my degree in psychology. I just never put two and two together. I just didn't realize what I was doing was abnormal. At its worst, I was very isolated and self-harming a lot. At that point, also, I was kicked out of the cult, which is the community that I've known my whole life. I was also forced to make a whole new community, a whole new identity. The outside world was really evil, is what I learned that it was. It was bad, it was evil. And I didn't know how to interact with people in it. I didn't know how to live in it. So I just kind of gave up on trying, and I just was there, but not really. I put myself in really bad situations, dangerous situations. I would run across highways with my eyes closed, and I thought it was just spontaneous, and it wasn't that. It was, my brain being I don't care whether you live or die, so we're gonna put ourselves in these situations, because I just didn't have self-worth or self-love for myself to even care if anything did happen to me. Now, it's definitely a lot better. There's definitely a lot of things I can do now that I couldn't do before, like the crying, especially in arguments. That's something that I guess could be debatable, but for me, I definitely think that the amount of crying I did, especially in arguments and while being in relationships, was manipulative to a sense, because I kind of knew that this was gonna have a reaction where things would swing in my favor. Even though I was upset, the extent to which I would cry and react to things was very extreme. I'm really happy that I don't have to do that now to get my point across. I can communicate, I can ask questions. I can cry appropriately. Figuring out how to be in a healthy relationship is really, really important to me. Even just being able to admit my toxic behaviors was something I couldn't do before. I thought I was the perfect girlfriend. I thought I did nothing wrong. I thought I knew everything about relationships and how they're supposed to go. But I was wrong. Even if I intellectually understand things here and there, my behaviors had an impact on the people I dated in a way that I couldn't recognize, but now I can do that, so that's really important to me. When it comes to having my own hobbies and interests, that has changed my whole life, especially after leaving the cult. But now I've been just trying as many things as I can. I just picked up a whole bunch of different supplies and started doing nail art on fake nails. And before that, I got into a little bit of woodworking. Before that, I went into pole dancing, and that was super fun. If there's something that I definitely like to do, it's going out and trying new places, especially for food. anything that used to scare me a lot before, like roller coasters. I really like doing those things now just because it feels good to like have conquered that. And so when I do it, it's more than just like having fun. It's like I'm this new person now who isn't scared of these things and isn't scared to try these new things. My job right now is as a substitute teacher, but I currently just got accepted to a master's program in counseling, so I want to eventually become a therapist. Some of the life goals I definitely have: I want to get married, I want to have kids, I definitely want to have as many cats as possible. Right now I have 4 babies and I would love to have more. There's definitely a lot of stigma around BPD, so a big tip and a little bit of advice I could give to someone who just got diagnosed is to educate yourself. Many times you'll find yourself in a mental health setting that's not BPD friendly, and that's unfortunately kind of common still. So being able to advocate for yourself and advocate for others is really important in the beginning because it helps you learn. One thing I would say that makes my life worth living, definitely my cats. Any of the small things, whether it's like going to get a coffee, going outside and it's sunny, like those little things, I feel like it's easier to focus on those things, because if you try to focus on like the big things, I found myself that I compare to a lot of other people, and especially depending like what part of your journey you're in, it's really important to celebrate small things, small wins, just small things that make you happy. So I think everything combined makes life worth living.